Hello and welcome to StratNews Global. I'm Surya Gangadharan. I have with me Munshi Faiz Ahmed. He was a secretary in the Foreign Ministry in Bangladesh. He was a former Bangladesh ambassador to China, and he's also served in Singapore, and he's visited India frequently. Sir, we are talking about the perceptions, public perceptions in Bangladesh about India. One gets the impression here that there is a very strong anti-India slant in the way Bangladeshis view India. Is this correct? Is this fair?
I will say yes and no. Yes, that there is a huge perception in Bangladesh that when it comes to quid pro quo or reciprocity and things, India talks about non-reciprocity, meaning that India will give more and take less. But the feeling on our streets is that Bangladesh has given everything that India has asked for, and in return hasn't got enough from India. So that is a genuine reason for concern, a genuine reason for feeling bad, But why I say not true? Because Bangladesh has the largest number of visitors coming to India from any countries abroad. Why is that? They come for education, they come for work, some of them, but mostly for treatment and business.
Medical treatment.
Medical treatment and business. So there are many in my family who have visited various parts of India for treatment. So and they keep coming. Once they go, they keep coming.
Yeah.
Because medical treatment is such that it doesn't end before you die.
Yeah.
So you keep coming back. So that is these things, and culturally and otherwise, we do have a lot of affinity. India has been one of the most important countries, if not the most important country in our liberation war, helping us. Indian soldiers have given their lives. So that is there and that will never go away. In spite of all that, when there is a perception that India could do so much more for Bangladesh and is not able to do it, people do have some grievances, and that shows in the kind of perceptions that you think there is.
So is this about Teesta waters?
Definitely Teesta water is one of the things, but it's not the only thing. I just talked to you about this, many people being killed on the border every year, and which should not happen. The two countries have agreed that it will be brought down to zero, because one person dying at the border is one too many. So that has to be taken care of. And then there are many, while there has been a lot of improvement in our trade relations and in investment and otherwise, but there are many non-tariff and para-tariff barriers that make it difficult for Bangladeshi products to enter Indian market. Although there is quota-free, tariff-free access declared, it has helped, but there is still something that needs to be done. Like there are certain anti-dumping tariffs, taxes imposed on some Bangladeshi products, which are important products, some jute products and others, So then there are various kinds of standards issues. Somebody is selling some batteries, it has to be sent to Delhi for testing or something. So that makes it difficult. So those things have to be addressed, and the more these things happen, the less there will be these negative perceptions that you talk about. And of course, there are new concerns. Indian ministers talking about sending people back to Bangladesh. That does not help. That is less than friendly, those pronouncements. While the government of India, the Prime Minister and the External Affairs Minister, they are always assuring us that this will not harm Bangladesh or anything. But when some ministers speak about these things, about in the words that they do, these things don't help, and naturally vitiate the atmosphere between our two countries, so in spite of all the positives.
So this is being closely followed in Bangladesh.
Of course, and of course we are closely following what is happening in India in this regard. We hope that Senar elements, that's of course something relative. We send for you may not be same for me, but let's hope the Senar elements prevail and that people are allowed to have more freedom in terms of, and they are not discriminated against. That is something very important.
Is that one of the reasons why the Chinese investment is perhaps seen as friendlier? Is that, what is the perception of
China also have very many negative perceptions inside Bangladesh because of various reasons, not necessarily all Chinese reasons. For various reasons, Chinese projects take time. Not necessarily for China, because our bureaucracy is also slow.
Yeah.
So, and then China gets blamed. But then there is no comparison between the two. China is in its place, India is in its place. India is very important for us, China is also very important for us. From our side, we hope that China and India will be better partners, and we will be able to partner both of them without any worries.
What is the sense when, as and when Sheikh Hasina departs the scene, you know? What is your expectation, how things could
See, I answered that question also, because there was a question also asked on this. This is more perception than real, or a little overhyped, that only when, it's not Sheikh Hasina, but it's Awami League.
Awami League, yeah.
Awami League seems to have more positive views of India, relations with India, while BNP perhaps may not have such positive views. And to some extent this may be true, because they use this during the politicking, during the electioneering and all that. That one party will say that, oh, the other party is selling away Bangladesh to India. Then the others will say, no, we need extremely good relations with India, because India is such a big neighbor. They are around us on all four sides, not on three sides, but all four sides, because the Bay of Bengal is also India's backyard in that sense. And if India wants to make it difficult for us, they can do it in Bay of Bengal at any time. So it is very important for us to have excellent relations. But for India as well, I think, India also understands that good relations with Bangladesh is also important, because the kind of, how should I say, relief that India has had since things improved between Bangladesh and India, I'm sure they should appreciate that. That's why our people say that we have given everything. We have not tried to hold something back, a trump card or something, no. We have given everything that is to be given. Now it's our turn to get. We hope that we can get more from India, because it is, I'm sure it is capable of giving more. Not just in terms of its ability, but also in terms of its desire to help.
In terms of combating extremism and all that, Bangladesh has had its share of issues.
Yes, but Bangladesh has definitely faced it with greater resolve than many countries. And that's why we have been successful, mostly. And we have not, I mean, in many countries, you have an episode where you defeat the terrorists, but then they come back. But in our country, we have so far, touch wood, so far we have been able to control that kind of a revival. Yes, but the danger is not gone. We are very much vigilant, and our government has a zero tolerance on this issue.
So last question, looking ahead, what would you see as the areas where we need to work on right now in order to address our challenges?
I think the number one issue is trust. You have to try and build trust. We have excellent things going, but definitely there is a trust deficit. India seems to have, all kinds of, how should I put it, worries about Bangladesh's intentions with China and others. Bangladesh has worries about India's intentions with us. So that is where we must work together, the two sides. We must engage more and make sure that we understand each other, and we do not inhibit each other's desire to go out, particularly for India's, if India is perceived to be trying to inhibit our efforts to find other friends, and because India alone cannot give everything that we need.
Yeah, true.
So that reason should prevail. In that case, things will be easier to work out. So that is where trust gets lost. So I think we should work more on trust. And if India really means business on this issue of non-reciprocity, I think that would be much better. What I think Gujarat doctrine was all about. So that needs to be truly brought back, just not in words, but it has to be seen, to be done in actual actions.
Ambassador Munshi, thank you very much.
Thank you very much too.